Hi guys, welcome once again to the Raj Call podcast, and I've got another very special guest. So this next musician, singer, I've been watching him on TikTok, and that's where I've discovered him. And he's got such a fantastic voice, melodious voice. Though I love melody. I'm a melody singer. I'm a 90s. I used to love my 90s music. So Hans Raj Hans, even the Hindi stuff, Kumar Sanu and stuff. So this singer is all about those kind of melodies, which have gone from Punjabi music now. But I can see he's bringing a lot of that in. So I'm going to let him introduce himself. Jalvire.
Introduce yourself. How you guys doing? Thanks, Raj, for having me on the show.
Absolutely. You want to introduce yourself to those who don't know you, because they can see you on the YouTube, but they won't see you on Spotify and Apple.
Yeah. So, guys, as you guys know, my name is Sanj D. I'm a British-born singer, songwriter, composer, and I've been singing for the last 15 years or so.
Wow, I didn't even know, and I've just discovered you, as I said, on TikTok. So obviously, it's going to be quite a friendly discussion, like we're sitting at home having a cup of tea, that kind of vibe. So it's not an interview per se, but that I love to learn off people, and vice versa. We learn off each other. So that's what the podcast's about. So without further ado, just tell us a little bit about yourself, your background, where you're from.
I'm actually from London, Barking, East London, as you would say.
Okay, nice.
Yeah. I've been singing for quite a few years now, like 15, nearly coming up to 15 to 17 years. And my actual interest in music came from Dole. So So when I was about it's a funny story. When I was about 7, this was when I started to listen to Bangla music. I grasped whilst listening to the Bangla songs and stuff. I used to love hearing the dole and dad and stuff like that. So the actual folk instruments, just hearing the dole, I just stored it in my brain, and the Baki Fiddle, you're just been tapping away.
What about yourself, like in terms of like your background? What was your upbringing like, and what was London like at that point when you were a kid? Just
London was actually it's always fast paced. Or stand me see or Hornavia. My mum was from back home, so that's been a great support, my Punjabi, and also even my dad was born from here, but he was always attached to the Punjabi language and stuff. So I've always been kind of speaking Punjabi at home when I was young, and
What about your social life around your school? Was there I'm not, excuse my ignorance, I know Southall, I know Hounslow. I'm always from Hounslow. I know Ealing and stuff like that. So the Asian areas. So I'm not sure, is there a large Asian community in your area?
There is now. Actually, where my childhood was, I spent my childhood. It was pretty much in the east end of London, so Bow, Mile End, Whitechapel. I was actually born in Whitechapel actually, and then obviously we lived in Bow, and then because even when I moved down to Barking, where I see a lot of Asian community, that's the first time I actually seen a lot of Punjabi community, and back in 2001. Lucky all stand to Bella, I was in obviously in Bow area and stuff like that. You didn't get to see much Punjabi people down there. Or there was only one Gurdwara that I've been going to since I was a kid. Harley Grove in Bow, and so it's a pretty like a very small community down there. Like
Mm.
people come from like Dorset, Hackney and stuff. But like Autumn these and that's pretty much about it really.
So was that the only Gurdwara
Yeah,
in
in
the
East
vicinity?
London.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Eastern.
yeah.
Wow.
I
Yeah, I
mean,
didn't know.
there was also another one, like a small, like it was kind of it was like a home actually, a personal home which they converted into a gurdwara. I don't know how many years back, but it's gone a long way back.
Mm.
And they've actually said that Uddham Singh also paid visit to that gurdwara as well.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah, and that was the first obviously Gurdwara in East London, like Bow. So that was Gurdwara Sikh Sangat on Campbell Road. So yeah,
Wow.
and then afterwards, then after the Sangat, like put money together and stuff, well, all their seva and stuff, like they bought another building, Harley Grove. There was a Gurdwara on Harley Grove. That was actually a synagogue before.
Wow.
And yeah, yeah, and so they obviously started like they done all the seva, got all the money together, and actually bought that building. So the yeah,
Wow.
mm.
So when you were young, were you trained musically when you were young, or was it like, was it just a hobby, or what was your house atmosphere like when you were young? How did you get into music?
I'll be pretty honest. Apart from my dad like writing shairi from like many years, like since I was young actually, up until now, um, like that's where I get my songwriting from. But in terms of singing, not much of my family used to sing, so
Hmm.
I've like even myself, I actually didn't know that I can sing until I was about 13 actually.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. All
So,
done.
were you
Mhm.
listening a lot
I was
to?
listening to a lot. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I listened to quite a lot of like old school music, like Balunda Safri Saab, like rest in peace.
Unbelievable. Yeah.
And yeah, also Surinder Shindaji. Uh, a lot of our like RDB stuff and like we grew up listening to Sardaran as you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So it was all that kind of music that sort of brought me into dole playing. Like I said before, like I used to listen to the dole, even though I didn't have a dole at the time. I still um, like manch of a salesi
So
be it.
how old were you at this time when you were listening to all these? Yeah, we don't want to give away
So,
your age, but like
no, no, no. Yes, I was about so like from seven onwards, from about 7 year old onwards. I've been listening to all this kind of music,
so
like
RDB and all that. This is when UK Bhangra was like flying,
like
wasn't it, worldwide?
yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. Yeah, yeah. Oda ਮਤਲਬ ਕਿ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ like obviously when I was a bit too young, um, I have been listening to a lot of like classical music as well.
Acha, acha.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. ਮਤਲਬ ਕਿ ਮੇਰੇ ਨਾਨਾ ਜੀ ਸੁਣਦੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਸੀ.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. He was actually it's funny enough because only only if only when I was about 21 at that sort of age, he then disclosed that he was also a commissioner in his time.
Yeah,
Like
what, sorry?
he used to do commissioning.
Oh,
Like
nice.
yeah, he used to do like proper commissioning back in his time in his teens.
Hmm.
So yeah, then
Just in your
like
family, isn't it? Especially the writing part of it, isn't
yeah,
it? Huh?
yeah definitely.
Yeah, wow.
100. Mhm.
So,
And it's
yeah.
like it was the first time I sang Kuldeep Manasab to my Nanaji, and that's when he said, "Wow, you can actually sing like really well."
How old were you
Especially,
then?
yeah, it was about 18 and stuff.
Acha, so before that, so
Yeah,
you're at home, you're listening to all this stuff. So do you used to hum along to the songs, or was it just, or
yeah, I've been humming along to the songs as well, actually.
you know, because that's
Um,
a form of training, really, if you think about it. I know
yeah,
when you're young, you're mimicking a lot of training. Vocal training is listening,
Anji,
isn't it? I know,
listening, yeah, yeah,
I know.
yeah, that's it.
So,
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so it'd be
Hmm.
interesting.
And obviously, I started from about ages 15. Actually, I started doing Kirtan
Kirtan,
in my
etc.
local Gurdwara. Yeah, yeah. So I obviously learned training like by my Ustad Sita Sinstara.
Hmm.
He taught me a lot of like on rags and stuff, which is obviously the because no matter like Jeremy passing music, like whatever kind of music you do get into, the base of that music is the classical part. Without the classical sort of knowledge, like it's kind of like you're half kind of you're half in the you know the
Yeah,
gear.
yeah. Because the classical part's your foundation, isn't it? I don't
That's
need all
right.
the
Yeah,
yeah. So that's the foundation. When you get classical, you can sing any style,
yeah,
really.
yeah. That's right.
You
Yeah, yeah.
So okay, so you were learning at in the Gurdwara at 15. Was did you go to the to learn? Did it Chasi was it a Reed?
Yeah, it was a Itcha. It was definitely a Itcha. Like I mean, like my obviously my dad uh gave me a lot of teachings on like Sikhi as well. And obviously he said he himself like said that I should get into like Kirtan, and I actually been listening to like Shabd Kirtan all my life as well. Like
Mm.
apart from like all the Bhangra music, Shabd Kirtan also been a part of my life. So like I thought definitely because it Iqta is humbling and like it's all about your I see it as a Sikhi as a music like journey anyway like it's kind of
Mm.
musical really like I mean I spoke to you earlier on obviously we were saying about the depth of music so I like the way I take it is as if like each and akkad of Barney is so deep and and we can obviously put that knowledge towards music. It's like music in itself is so deep that लेकिन ਵੱਡੇ ਉਸਤਾਦ ਵੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਨੇ that they have not reached the they haven't reached the end of it. Like मतलब कि
Mm.
even like the biggest ustads like they consider themselves a bulbula of like little drop of Barney like and music is such a like a deep ocean like you just can't get the end of it. And obviously that little bullabula, you're just a part of it. That's pretty much it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
too vast, isn't it? Music is itself.
yeah, yeah.
You can carry on learning all your
That's
life,
right.
and you realize that actually you don't know anything.
No, 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 no. There you go.
You know,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
carry on learning and think, man, I actually don't know much at all. So that's music for you. So when you went to the you did your dad encourage you because of you were good at singing, or did he just encourage you because of the religious aspect of it?
because I was a bit good at singing as well.
Yeah.
He's
So
actually pushed me a lot on like singing at parties and stuff at
you see, we're
private
missing all
functions.
this information. That's why I'm asking you because we're missing all
Oh,
this, like, because we missed
yeah,
all
yeah,
your party singing and stuff like that. So I want to
yeah,
know, but I find it interesting. So I want to know
yeah.
about that. So was it like, were you the kid? Like when I was a
Mm,
kid. Like basically, if there's a party or wedding or something,
yeah.
blah, and he's a little kid and someone
Uh,
sings songs. I was over that.
Billy at the
You
yeah, yeah. That's it. That was literally the way it was for me as well. Although I was a really really shy kid actually.
Yeah.
Man, I'll be honest. I was a pretty shy kid, but like all thanks to my dad, all thanks to the push. I managed to like build up my confidence in the like in singing in front of people.
Hmm.
Bella as well as he like up like bathroom singer as they're
Hmm.
like just singing to yourself really. But then I thought like it's good to sort of like sing out aloud. There's like it's confidence fear. They you just I don't know. It's just like um it makes people like admire you more kind of thing. Appreciate
Hmm.
your sort of like what you have for the like what you have to give on the table really.
Hmm. Yeah.
Hmm.
So what was your experience like that when you were singing at parties? Was it like, do you remember the first time you ever did that, or you might have a memory somewhere?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, actually, yeah, it was one of my like a private function, like a birthday,
अच्छा.
the like a home party. The ultimate like I was just singing away over there. My my family members obviously they've been singing like Bollywood songs, and I kind of like went in really. My dad was yeah
Did you sing a Bollywood song or was it?
yeah Bollywood song
Which
yeah
one? If you don't mind me
yeah.
asking.
My actually, this was actually my dad's favorite. I'll sing a few lines.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm, मुझे इश्क है तुझी मुझे इश्क है तुझी से मेरी जान जिंदगानी मुझे इश्क है तुझी से मेरी जान जिंदगानी तेरे पास मेरा दिल है मेरे प्यार की निशानी मुझे इश्क है तुझी से
How did I know it was going to be
मेरी
Muhammad Rafi song?
जिंदगी में तू है मेरे पास क्या कमी है जिसे गम न हो फिजा का वो बहार तूने दी है मेरे हाल पे हुई है तेरी खास मेहरबानी तेरे पास मेरा दिल है मेरे प्यार की निशानी
Yeah, about it. I was just gonna say sorry if for interrupting you. I was just
No,
gonna
no, no.
say I thought you finished. Sorry. So I was just gonna say how did I know it was gonna be a Muhammad Rafi song?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he's
Yep.
probably the biggest legend in Indian singing, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, Muhammad Rafi. Wow. Yeah, it's fantastic, fantastic, Sanj. So
Mm.
yeah, so from there you started singing, and that does build your confidence. Especially, how old were you then?
I was about the actual first performance I done it like in my household was about 13, 14, around
Okay.
about that.
And how did you know the song?
First of all, Dad used to sing quite a lot. Like like well, not sing, but hear the songs. I used to like when he used to pick me up from school or whatever, or just go out anyway in the car. He used to put them um
Mm,
on the radios, but like Punjab radio, like ਏਦਾਂ ਦੇ ਗਾਣੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਲੱਗਦੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਸੀ, like
yeah.
and used to like um I couldn't obviously not hear it, but like yeah, so
I
I
do the
was
same
into
with my daughter. I do the same with my daughter. My daughter's in the car, and
mm,
so I either put Nusrat on or put some old, really classical, melodious songs, like Kumar
yeah,
Sanu or Muhammad Rafi, Kishore Kumar de Lale, yeah, Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan de Lale, and especially she's listening to Kwali at the moment. She's tapping her feet. She's only like
oh,
toddler, tapping her feet, listening to Kwali, clapping. Like,
mm,
so it does make a massive difference of what your parents bring you
yeah,
up
that's
as.
right.
Yeah. Okay, so
Mm.
you're doing this singing. Um, you, so that led you to doing a kirtan. What was the kirtan training like, if you don't mind me asking?
Kirtan was like really rag based, so like uh basically this was Dadaji, like he was actually one of our family friends actually.
Hmm.
My dad is like best of friends like when he came to the UK.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was really like we were quite family orientated in that sense. Obviously, he knew my dad closer than me, more like closely. Yeah, like he gave me his ashirwad and stuff, and started like teaching me like the main parts of like not only Kirtan but Sangeet, which is the sariyas and stuff,
Hmm.
and
Yeah, well, okay.
obviously, yeah, yeah, and making sure that he's always like highlighted that the importance of like the sariyas. To see by jinnah uchi galu na like obviously you would like without the gram diyas of like sar, you wouldn't be able to like touch the lower notes.
Yeah, but
And yeah, yeah,
brilliant. You're the first singer who's
mhm,
mentioned out of all the interviews I've done. apart from Shindi CS, who's
Yeah,
mentioned Saada Riyaz,
yeah,
how important Saada Riyaz is, you know?
yeah. It really is.
Yeah. So you're the
Yeah.
first. So hats off to you, the first guy who's mentioned Saada Riyaz. I know,
Thank
and
you,
how
man.
because I do that every day anyway. Saada Riyaz is basically all that
Yeah.
karna, no matter what
हाँ वो
happens.
तो करने का नाम है.
You
Yeah,
know? Yeah.
that's right. Yeah, yeah,
So how did you
yeah.
get like? Was it with the tampur or with the Vajja?
With the Vajra actually.
Hmm.
So when I obviously went to like India, at some point, I came back with the Vajra as well. मतलब कि like कि like let's take it forward. Before when I used to do Kirtan, I didn't have a Vajra. I'll be really honest.
Hmm.
It was only the Vajra that Ustadji gave me on like whilst learning, obviously.
Hmm.
And then Baki Vero, like just I had to get a Vajra, and it was that time when I was learning. Like also, although he gave me lessons, in Ariaz Kardani si was time. I'll be honest, because
Hmm.
obviously I didn't have the
We're all the same.
yeah, yeah, yeah. They obviously when I got the Vajra, I came back and started singing the Shabads, done the alabs that he like gave me and stuff, done the Sariyas and stuff, and yeah, just kept on going like with that really.
So do you remember the foundation? Because like there's a lot of different, as I said, like I've had different guests and each of them have had their own way that they've been taught. So when you were
Hmm.
taught, were you like, I'm assuming you didn't know about the scale like Saregama Pada Nisa.
That's right.
Did you know about that before or did you go into it totally blank and he's taught you that?
Yeah, that's right. It was totally blank for me.
Hmm.
I actually never knew about like classical singing in that sense. Like
Hmm.
मतलब कि the sargama मैंने कभी पता नहीं सीखा.
Hmm.
The like obviously when he was teaching me, like there was so many different variations of sargama pada nisa. Obviously what we call the alankaras and stuff.
Yeah.
And like it's to he jinam like even he himself said this like to see jinam like sikho, it's just not going to be enough. You're always going to keep
Mm.
learning like as you go. Like
Absolutely. So
yeah,
do you
yeah,
remember like the grasp? Did you remember? Did he teach you Bilawal first? Bilawal thought it's called because it's got all the it's a
yeah.
major scale like C sharp major would be, you know. If
That's
you
right.
take from the Pella Kalana.
Andy,
So
Andy.
is that what you were taught first, or?
Yeah, yeah. So Bilal Rag, and then obviously Rag Perbi.
Yeah.
Sa re ga ma pa ta ni sa ni da pa ma ga re sa.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah. You can tell you got the base of it, you know. So
Yeah.
how long did you do that training for?
So that was like that was a good solid like month or two training before like obviously I was more comfortable in doing Kirtan.
Hmm.
Yeah, because all the way Ustad Jesus taught me was obviously the alankars and stuff and the alabs whilst doing the Shabad. So that was also like quite uh like it was nice, and then obviously it was like pretty like advanced level kind of like the hours and stuff. Yeah, yeah. But though like it takes a lot of time to
And
just
some
like
of
get
it, like
yeah.
I don't know about your experience. Like I can't speak
Mhm.
because I've been trained a bit different. But some of it's quite boring. You know, that especially the palte you're doing and
Yeah,
the sarias. You know, like you have to have be mentally disciplined for it because you know
absolutely right.
you just can't keep attention. That's my experience, at least. I'm being honest with you.
No, no, it's absolutely right because that's exactly what happened to me at some point.
Yeah,
Although I couldn't say it to him,
yeah,
or although I couldn't show him, but like down that's you like especially with Sarias, like you said, you had to have so much like mental patience and stuff. They like बंदा कई बार डोल जाता ਹੁੰਦਾ
yeah.
ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਹੀ ਹੈ, but obviously um it is defined. You're defined as an artist if you come back to it. Like if you come back to
Mm.
where you left off, really. Like it's all
And the thing with sarias, right? If you got your root note solid, the other notes
yeah.
come. The other notes come, don't
That's
they?
right.
You know,
100%.
you
Yeah,
know.
yeah, Yeah,
Yo pakka te ye toda sa pakka hai, the rest of the yeah, you might make a mistake here or there, but
yeah, yeah.
you got the sa right, and we don't
That's
come
right.
you won't be at key. Yeah.
No, yeah, exactly.
You know?
Definitely.
So
Handy.
a little tip I do like when doing sarias, I actually when I'm going to work, I only go work one day a week because I work at home most of the time.
Right.
But when I drive to work, it's about an hour journey, an hour back. So I
Hmm.
have to Tanpura Lalanda
Oh yeah, yeah.
in the car.
Oh
And I
wow.
do my
Yes.
sarias in the car because it's quite a boxy app. You know, it's all you're boxed in. You can hear
That's right.
your
You
voice
can hear it.
properly. Yeah, so that's how I do my sarias. Is like an hour
That's brilliant.
going there and then do the
Yeah,
palte on the way back. I'll do my palte or if I'm doing something else. You know, like
yeah, yeah.
so yeah, with the because I've got this app called iTabla. With
Okay.
iTabla, you can put your different tals on the karwa, teen tal, you know,
Handy.
japtal. You can put whatever you and depending on what type of palta you're doing, just switch it on and just
Yeah, yeah.
thing, and then you yeah you race. That's a good, really really good way. But I don't know whether you tried that ever.
Yeah, yeah. No, I've also got the a Tampura app and also the
Yeah,
Tempo app as well.
yeah,
Like, when I was like Tampurin, I'll like sometimes I like I just tap my feet and like whilst it because obviously you need to sing it in the time in the correct timing.
yep.
Even with Tampura, like although you feel that it's just a straight line like going on, but ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੀ ਹੈ ਨਾ ਇੱਕ ਮਤਲਬ ਕਿ ਤਾਲ ਵੀ ਆ ਮਤਲਬ ਕਿ
Sing, yeah,
even in the Tampura.
yeah.
So
I mean,
yeah.
I'm not. Have you had experience with percussion as well, or
Sorry.
have you had experience with the tabla side of it as well, or just the
No, no,
singing?
just the Tampura really,
Yeah,
like
because
singing.
like my that was one of my weak areas was the percussion tabla, like the classical beats, you
Yeah,
the classical
that's right.
ball tal and stuff
Hmm.
like that. So what I had to do, I had to just go look, okay, how can I tackle this? So I had to learn. Have you ever learned by hand?
Yeah, yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I had to learn by hand. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3,
Anji,
4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Teen tal, huh? So
that's right. Yeah,
that's
yeah,
had to, and then you do it really slow where you doing sa re ga and so
that's
on.
right. Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, so
Hmm.
it's really interesting talking to you, Sanj, because
Yeah,
like straight away I can feel what ek wavelength hundi hai na musically.
Anji, Anji.
We're
बिल्कुल
talking
सही
about
गल.
this. We're talking about the same thing. We're on the same
That's right.
wavelength, and
Anji.
not everyone has that. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah,
नहीं
so
नहीं.
brilliant talking to you in that sense,
Anji.
especially in the technical side. So
Hmm.
you've learned that, and did you start performing in the Gurdwara then, doing
Anji.
Kirtan?
Yes, and then obviously, yeah, because I I started performing words after like quite a few years after that, uh, like apart from doing all the like other commercial stuff, like all dancing and just commercially, I've always like been that was kind of like I'll say my spiritual life, the start of my spiritual life really.
Hmm.
The Yeah, so that was pretty nice. Even up until today, like I've still got that side of me. Even like I met absolutely great people. Like one of them my like very best friend, Bhai Hajara Singh. Like I don't. You must have heard the Tanguru Nanak from himself.
It rings a bell. Rings
Yeah,
a bell.
yeah. But he's really like a very, very, very good artist as well. Belanvi, like obviously, like he done like commercial stuff like me, like Bhangra and also slow jams, like like melodious singers. And then obviously he got into like Kirtan, and yeah, he just took that like side, and like he's doing really, really well as well. So
Mm.
yeah, like Kirtan in that, like it's always been a part of my life. In fact, I've got a Kirtan like sort of like recording session coming up soon.
Oh,
Uh,
nice! You got to
yeah,
send me that when you
yeah,
release it.
they obviously that will be done with Kirtan Five, another like recording group, like basically.
Acha, acha, nice.
Yeah, yeah.
So when did you let's look at the commercial side of it. When did you first get into singing commercially for like Bhangra?
actually, I've been like around about 19 to 21, 20 years old. I actually wrote my first love song. Like
Okay,
my,
nice.
मतलब कि अपना खुद का गाना, मतलब कि ना वो like लिखिया सीगा सारा, obviously hearing like old music and stuff, like old Punjabi, like ठेठ Punjabi bol and stuff like that. ਤੇ ਉਹ ਫਿਰ ਉਹਦੇ ਸਪੋਰਟ ਨਾਲ ਮੈਂ ਆਪਣਾ ਮਤਲਬ ਕਿ ਖੁਦ ਦਾ ਇੱਕ like ਗੀਤ ਲਿਖਿਆ ਸੀਗਾ. um that was actually released in 2014,
Oh, nice.
when I was 21. So, yeah,
Wow.
yeah, with Stephen Chohan. So like, he's also like someone from East London, you
Hmm.
know. Yeah.
So okay, so you released that. So what was that? How did that come about?
That came, whoa, actually, I was actually on a toll gig.
Acha, acha.
Um, yeah, where I met like where I met Steve, and obviously uh he was like we just kind of spoke together. Like it was actually a toll gig for like a shop entry or whatever. They obviously we just got kind of talking, saying that like I'm quite musically like orientated. I write my own like songs and stuff. I've been singing for this amount of years, and he said like obviously we should do something. So then that kind of came through, like gradually. Um, yeah, like since then, like yeah. I think it was in uh about August, like around about August time in 2014. I met him, and in November 2014, that's when we released John, because it was
Nice.
all John was actually recorded by like with live music.
So
Like
old school way.
yeah, right. सारा proper record करके फिर we done the vocals and stuff
So where did you record that? India or here?
over here in East London, Forest Gate.
How did you get
Like
the musicians for that?
well,
There's a dearth of musicians, isn't it? It's like it's Haney musician
uh,
article.
हाँ बिल्कुल. I remember like obviously Danny, the guitarist, he played the guitar for John, and the tabla was played by Sandy man. Obviously another like great, like he is a tabla player
Yeah.
from East London. He's got his own shop, Guru Sounds. Obviously,
Yeah,
it
that's a famous shop that is.
yeah. It was
Yeah.
first in on like sort of Ilford area, but then it's
Yeah.
moved to Hainault. So actually, now that I mentioned that, Guru Sounds actually, I actually worked in Guru Sounds myself.
Did you?
Yeah, volunteer. Yeah. मतलब कि like वो मतलब कि चाह हैगा सी एक like obviously as a musician, I wanted to know sort of like how to like fix up my instruments, like gave it a down मतलब कि without actually knowing how to like tune or like fix your instrument if it's like broken or anything like that.
Hmm. Hmm.
Then offer da ਗੱਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਬਣਦੀ, मतलब कि you're kind of like half trained on your field really. But then
Hmm.
I've always wanted to sort of like know that just just so like for my own knowledge, and like just for my sort of like mandi shanti, like at least I know like the instruments I play, I know how to sort of like
Hmm.
care for them, and like how to
Like
like fix.
reskin and stuff like that. Like you
That's
talking
right. Yeah.
about. So I missed a little bit of your journey here. So,
Mm.
how did you get into toll? Where did you learn
Yeah,
toll from? I missed that part.
yeah. So tool. I mentioned that it's about I bought my tool in like when I was about 12 years old.
Hmm.
Yeah, after about 4 years playing udang, like just tapping away on the school tables or anything like that, getting told off.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, so I was about 12 when I actually when my nana got me the like my first stall like from India. There, there was a like there was a class like academy, Toll Academy in East London, Upton Park.
Mhm.
So ਉਹਨਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਮੈਂ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਸੀਗਾ, like dad found that out, obviously didn't know it's like Toll place, so obviously it was every Friday, like in the evenings, like the Toll sessions used to be. And I remember obviously learning like the balls and tals and stuff. ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਤੇ like it's a really funny story actually. ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਤੇ ਮਤਲਬ ਕਿ ਮੰਮੀ ਡੈਡੀ ਸਿੱਖ ਰਿਹਾ ਸੀਗਾ, like ਗੇ ਗੇ ਨਾ ਨਾ, like the ball.
Mhm.
They obviously then like I kind of just uh out of nowhere I just played the chal, like the chal ball. They like the Ustad over there, Pritam, like he was managing the whole place. He listened to it and he was actually shocked. Like without actually learning chal myself, like from the academy, I still know how to play chal. And obviously I then told him like I never knew like this is what you call like like the tall beat. Like
Yeah.
I just played it like all down, like because I used to listen to Bangla and stuff. Yeah, yeah.
That's pretty amazing, to be fair. Like,
Mhm.
the fact that you've
Yeah,
learnt it just tapping on the table and the next minute
yeah, yeah.
you got a real instrument and you've smashed it.
That's it,
Yeah.
man.
Did that just
Yeah,
come naturally? Just out of interest, you just
yeah,
picked the doll up and that's it.
yeah. That's right. So obviously, they taught me the actual like ball separately. Like if you hit the daga side on its own,
Yeah, yeah.
it's called gear, and then the treble side is called na, and then when you hit it together it's da. So then I kind of like with that, just practicing them little thing. I then kind of got the hang of it all. Like
Hmm.
uh, they said like they were mentioning that the treble side is always hit, no matter what happens. Like you're always gonna be hitting the treble side,
Hmm.
and then you see the bass that comes like sort of when necessary. Then I kind of got the hang of it, and actually started playing the like 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 hold on, like let me try and play this particular beat, and he actually I played that particular beat, the child.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And that's how you got in, and then from there, did you just start sort of getting gigs and stuff like that, huh?
100, yeah, that took a long time actually.
Did it?
Yeah, yeah. Obviously, uh, uh, one like to be fair, like the toll I was kind of on and off. I was learning on and off, like school life as well.
Hmm.
The like yeah. Then like I learned that, and then for a few years after I got like gigs and stuff like that, and that obviously built my confidence.
So, what was your
Yeah.
practice routine with the doll? Did you have somewhere to practice? Because I'm assuming you probably couldn't practice as much at home because
No,
the
no, no.
you know?
With the neighbours and stuff in it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, how did
No,
you?
so
Was that just at the
um,
class you practiced?
that's right. Yeah, yeah. Just at the class. So like, obviously, every week I used to turn up over there every week without fail. Like to like obviously learn my yards
Mm,
and stuff
yeah.
and all.
I think
Yeah, yeah.
someone needs to invent a electronic doll to practice. I know.
Yeah,
The person who invents that,
ah,
they'll be a millionaire.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Innit?
That's,
You know? Yeah, someone needs
I
to
mean,
invent it.
they've done it. I mean, they've done it with the Tumbi as well. Like,
Have they? I didn't know.
yeah, yeah. Beat Tripaji's got like
I've
I
seen. I
think.
didn't know. I didn't know that was an electronic tumbi. I know he's put the scales on there and stuff, huh?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he's put the frets on there, huh? So basically, you
Hanji.
can hit the notes and stuff. He knows where to hit the note. I've seen that. But
Mm-hmm.
interestingly, Kuljit Pomaraji has
Hanji.
invented the first electronic tabla.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's actually got it patented and it's out. If you go into his website, it's called Gera.com.
Okay.
KERA.com. If you go onto his website, you'll see the electronic tabla, and it's a MIDI instrument as well, so you can plug it into Logic or whatever sound music software you use, and you can play
Mm.
other stuff on it as well.
Yeah.
So he's got a book as well, how to play and stuff. It's really interesting if you're ever interested in learning tabla. So if
Yeah.
I had time, I'd learn it off him. He's a
Yeah.
cracking
Definitely.
guy.
Yeah. Very recently, I've started to love the tabla. Like it's absolutely amazing. Like it's such a beautiful instrument to sort of play and learn. To be fair, and listen to. Like man, there was a time when I used to like listen to a lot of Qawwali, and I still do. Like
Mhm.
Nusa Saadi, they like, I used to love how one obviously the singing aspect was just like phenomenal, but the tabla like all that they keh nahi sakde, but the tabla was just like also like a very like a top level of how it's been played as the tal and stuff. And my actual favorite tal is Dadra and obviously Kerba. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I've,
interesting that is because it's that throws some people off sometimes. You know, the 6 beat, and when it starts, especially if you learn Western music,
hmm,
right, it throws you off sometimes when you have a 6 beat cycle and you have a 10 beat cycle, and because to them in their ears, like some of the musicians I played with, it's it's just 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4,
yeah,
but that's
yeah.
not like that. It's 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3. You know,
That's right. Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Hmm. But
So
technically, like even like most of the times when I do Kirtan, it's always like like I play like Dada tal with it or
mhm.
like on the tabla. And obviously there's a lot of shabas that are composed that way, like that
Yep,
kind of way.
yep, yep.
Yeah, yeah. Like where that only that particular dal is like it's a perfect match. Yeah,
Especially when
yeah.
it's classical,
That's right.
Kirtan,
Yeah,
you has to be on that beat. Like you
yeah.
start on the fifth beat, then
Mhm.
someone like you start on the fourth, fifth beat. That the song starts
Yeah,
late, so it doesn't even start on the fifth. You know how like if you're
that's
doing
right.
a normal song, you start on the first beat here. No, you start on the fourth to fifth beat, and then you come around circle, and
Yeah.
this bit has to come here.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah, like even the one thing forgot to mention is that obviously when I was learning rags and stuff,
Indeed.
Ustad he actually told me when they sang like the timings they sang in and like what they mean and
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
amazing. Yeah,
yeah.
like obviously Rag Bhairav that sang in the morning, like obviously in
Hmm.
Amrita
Hmm.
as obviously he like as he would say um obviously Rag Bhairav and you know you learn in Amrita and plus in Amrita he used to say your gala is it like is on a spiritual kind of
Hmm.
like level kind of thing where your gram riyaz is much more easier to carry out and stuff.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
They say that, yeah. I mean, like, I think it was Asha Bhosle.
Hanji.
She'd get up at she goes, if you want to sing on her level, I've seen an interview, she'd get up at 4
Hmm.
every day, 4 o'clock in the morning, and do
Wow.
that riyaz, then
Yeah, yeah.
courage that riyaz, the bass notes,
Huh.
and do the sa and courage, and do it then, and then there's another guy who I listen to, is Anol Chatterjee. I don't know.
Hanji.
Yeah, Anol Chatterjee's name. He's Ajay Chakraborty's student. He's one of his top
Okay.
students, and he's
Wow.
such a good teacher. This guy is right. And if I'll send you his links afterwards. And he says, like, even he was on about get up at 4 5, do the kharaj dariyas and
Hmm.
the bass notes saw, then just
Hanji.
go back to sleep if you want. Then just but
Yeah.
that riyaz, he goes, you should do it, as you were saying,
Yeah.
that specific time. And
Yeah.
so
100%.
yeah. Yeah, I don't do that though. By the way, I can't get up. Or I can't get up at 4.
Oh, नहीं नहीं सही गल है.
It's hard, and when you hear, because if you're doing music full time and it's your profession, then you know, huh? Are you okay?
Mm.
Yeah, you sure?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So if you're doing music full time, it's a bit easier, if you were getting up and doing that each and every day. But yeah, very very interesting. So I'm just gonna go
Mm.
back to your commercial stuff. So when you released, was it John?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. What was the reception in that at that time?
Uh, yeah, that was like that done pretty well actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we shot the video in Birmingham
Hmm.
with Teams Productions. No, I think Times Productions. It was at the time. I forgot the name of the video, like videographers.
Acha, acha.
Yeah, yeah, but they were pretty like close with Steve. So
Nice.
like yeah, 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 yeah. So yeah, it was pretty good. And obviously after that 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 went pretty well. Like
Hmm.
like with the views and stuff. Even up until it's about 15K at the moment. So
Good.
still yeah, yeah, really really good. The बाकी like काफी प्यार देता and that's it. It's just like since then I've been writing more songs and then in 2017 obviously apart from like singing my obituary and stuff like that. Like I was singing all down, like in parties. I continue singing in parties,
Hmm.
and obviously my like Burda side, I used to do commissionary as well. Apart from that, in 2017, when I met Mehi, he's an absolute phenomenal artist. Obviously, he sat on the lap of Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan, and
Wow.
it goes to show like the first time I actually heard him you know live and direct, it was just like हिल गया सी man, like मतलब कि ना इन इन इन्ने मतलब कि इबादत करने वाले म्यूजिक दे
Mm.
हल आ गया. Like obviously he's also a British born and uh like
Is he a vocalist as well? Is he?
he's a vocalist. Yeah, yeah,
Oh, it's a shame, we
yeah.
don't get to hit like the way the
Here much.
industry is at the
Yeah,
moment. We don't get to hear of all these amazing people in the UK, which is
yeah.
why I'm,
That's
I'm
right.
so happy you're on here because I want people to know about you and get your
Mhm.
music out there. Like at the end of the day, it's we're UK Bhangra, man. The hub
Yeah,
of doing it. We invented it
yeah.
basically.
That's it.
You know?
That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Mhm.
that's not a slight to any artists around the world as well,
No,
but the
no.
truth is, Bhangra music was invented in the UK,
Yeah,
huh?
that's right.
In the
Yeah,
80s,
yeah.
70s, 80s. So yeah.
Hmm. Yeah,
One thing I
yeah.
love about your voice is that I'm gonna go into this. I'm a melody singer. I love melody, mitas in the voice.
Hanji.
So
Mm.
you've got that's first thing I noticed when you were singing. Is that
Mm.
um because I know you mentioned even though you like Kuldeep Manak, Surinder Shindaji, and and but your voice, the way you sing, Hannah,
Hanji.
you've got that so much melody. It's not just about high pitched singing.
No, no, no.
That's what I've noticed about your voice. You're
Yeah.
actually playing with the sur,
Hanji.
in your
Yeah.
singing, Hannah. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
where does that come from?
That obviously it comes with riyaz, like quite a lot of riyaz, and like and just like I'll be honest, it was a riyaz, but it was also listening quite a lot um to that kind of music as well. You know.
Because I've got
Yeah.
like the first song you sang on this, straight away I know
Yes.
that
Hanji.
because you listen to Muhammad Rafi Saab,
Hanji.
he's king of melody. There's so much melody in his music, and it was so
Hanji.
sweet, so much mitas. Even when he sings the qawwali,
Hmm.
there's sweetness in the qawwali,
Yeah, that's right.
So and I can see that in your voice, which is really interesting. And you've carried that over into
Mm.
into into your Bhangra. Is your Kirtan the same as well? You bring that sweetness and melody into it,
Hanji.
Hannah?
Yeah, yeah. definitely, yeah, yeah.
So how did you
So,
sorry, after you. You go, please.
yeah. No, no, it's fine.
I was just gonna say,
Mhm.
so your preparation, is it different when you do your preparation for um the your commercial music than your Kirtan music?
Mhm.
The preparation different. तैयारी अलग है?
तैयारी अलग नहीं है. I'll be pretty honest with you.
Mhm.
Um, to be fair, like I don't know. It's just like uh, with the to be fair, like I kind of like practice, even the commercial stuff with like folk instruments, like playing, like कई बारी याद होता है ना कि like ढाड सुन के या सारंगी सुन के I like with my because I obviously do commissioning with the like when you have the ढाड sarangi and stuff like you know you kind of feel like that kind of like um it's a bit like Bhangra as well kind of thing if
Yeah.
like
It's the rhythm, isn't it?
uh,
Anna?
rhythm, yeah, that's
Yeah,
right, yeah,
it's the
yeah.
rhythm is like that bhangra
Hmm.
sort of rhythm
हाँ
punchiness.
जी, yeah,
Anna?
yeah. मतलब कि like उच्चा गाना like
Yeah.
uh, it's all like got to do with Bhangra and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And obviously with like Kirtan and stuff, that's when I like go more like sort of classical sort of bass training and stuff, like
Hmm.
Riyaz. That's pretty much it, really.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's really interesting and really insightful talking to you. So, your latest track, which was Yaar Bolda, the medley, how did that come about?
God, well, yeah. So since 2017, Mehi got me to meet G Sony, a producer in the UK, but like in the Asian music. They uh, in 2017 December time, I released my track with him, Tu Patia. That was on the Gauri Music record label. So
Hmm.
since then, up until now, I've been with Gauri Music itself, and obviously they've done an absolute they've done absolute a lot for me. Like it's also a pleasure being working with them
Is that a
since that
label? Is it
many years.
Guru Music? Is that a
Yeah,
label?
yeah, Andy, Andy. Yeah, Gauri Music, like from London.
Hmm.
So they've got artists, but a lot of other artists from India, like Jeevan Man and um, a lot of other singers that are not that sort of known, but obviously they got that platform from
Yeah,
G Sony
absolutely.
and
Yeah,
Gauri Music. Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
So, how did that track come about? Like, because you've chosen like sort of, were these your favorite tracks from when you
They're
were
my
younger?
favorite
Or,
tracks. I'll be honest.
huh?
I'll be honest. Like the Kali Ke Timil, actually, I never heard the actual. I never heard the old version before. Man, I used to listen to when the obviously we had Z Music and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, Z Music
Zoom Music
Box and
Box, was it? Yeah, that's what it was, isn't it?
yeah, yeah, that's it. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
ਤੇ ਉਹ ਉੱਥੇ ਫਿਰ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਸੀ ਕੱਲੀ ਕਿਤੇ ਮਿਲ the one produced by Aman Haya Paji.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was absolutely brilliant. Like I fell in love with that. Like I kind of like I thought like let's put it in a like Apna Andaz and like Sujit Bhadrakia Sahab. Like there wasn't a single party in the Asian household like where Bhadrakia Sahab wasn't played. Like
I think that's still
since
the same.
like since
I think that's still the same today, isn't it?
that's right. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Even up until now, like there's not a single like mehfil or like a party like Bindra Kesav's not played.
Yeah.
So I thought like let's kind of do something like in that sense like um like revive the old like sound and the old melodies and stuff.
Mm.
Mm.
What I like the way you've sung it. as I said, I'm
Mm.
going to go back to that mitas bit because Sarjeet Bindrakia ji, when he sang Ucha, but if
Yeah.
you listen to any of his songs, there's still
Mm.
mithapan in there.
Hanji.
You know,
Absolutely.
even though he's singing higher than anyone you can like sing, and his hair and everything, but it's still
Yeah.
the sweetness is still in his voice, you know,
Yeah.
which people don't
Absolutely.
realize that, you know. So it's not just about singing high. He's still
Yeah.
got
Yeah.
that. He still carries it with us, with the mitas and with swag about it, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah. That's
you
right.
know, So
Yeah. Yeah.
and you brought a bit of that into your into your cover, which I really appreciate. And
And thank you.
so well done. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you very much. And also, so the like obviously when you have the right music to it as well, it's also like amazing. Like G Sony done absolutely amazing work on it.
Hmm.
They like with the music side and yeah. Apart from obviously, as you know yourself, I had before that I had a song called Ishare,
Hmm.
like
Yeah.
from Ammo Beats, and then prior to that I had Coca from like G Sony itself,
Yeah.
and uh, the actual slow melody track that I sang like after John was a very special song to me, actually, very, very special song, which I wrote myself in 2020, 21, actually. Um, it was a song on Ma. So like,
Nice.
obviously back in that time, back in the time I wrote it, it was a pretty emotionally driven, like, time in our family.
Hmm.
Um, but then, yeah, so as a little gift, like a Mother's Day gift to my mum. Like
Hmm.
I sang that song for her.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah,
Wonderful.
I've got G Sony like to say. I said to him like I know it's true, like very like crazy time. I'm saying I literally told him about a month before, like before doing the recording session and stuff. That let's record a little Mother's Day special. Like
Hmm.
Mhm.
Well, that's phenomenal. It's
Yeah,
phenomenal.
yeah, yeah.
So
The
what after you? Sorry, carry on.
yeah.
Sorry.
No, it's like obviously that was appreciated quite a lot. Like from like everyone. ਜਿਹੜੇ ਮਿਊਜ਼ਿਕ ਨੂੰ ਪਸੰਦ ਕਰਦੇ ਨੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਮਤਲਬ ਕਿ ਚੰਗੇ ਬੋਲ ਨੂੰ ਪਸੰਦ ਕਰਦੇ ਨੇ it's always like to be fair like nowadays like you have very few listeners that actually sing to like sorry listen to actual like ball that have meanings to it
Hmm.
rather even down that like you're just because you hear the tool you kind of hear the lyrics and but you don't actually understand what they're saying like
Hmm.
बाद च फिर समझ लगता कि हाँ ऐदा like it was a bit crazy like the way it came out and stuff.
Why do you
So,
think that is? Why do you think people don't listen to lyrics
to be
these days?
it's I don't want to sound wrong to say it like it's just I personally think that people are not so um uh, knowledgeable like in music itself. Again, like as we were talking about music being so deep, like obviously there's no sort of end to it, like to the knowledge of it. Thing is, like more than music itself, music is like it comes down to writing as well.
Hmm.
What you write, like if you want people to connect with you, well, I personally think if people because ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸੰਗੀਤਕਾਰ ਨੇ like if I go like way back in time ਬਾਬਾ ਬੁੱਲੇ ਸ਼ਾਹ ਜੀ ਵਾਰਿਸ ਸ਼ਾਹ ਜੀ
Hmm.
ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਬੋਲ ਸੁਣਨੇ ਉਹ they um they actually had the like proper deep depthness of music inside them
Hmm.
ਉਹ ਸੰਗੀਤ ਸੀ ਅਸਲ ਚ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਲਿਖਦੇ ਹੋ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੰਪੋਜ਼ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋ like each and every word that's ਸੰਗੀਤ in itself and
Hmm.
obviously with the tal that's just kind of bonus really
Hmm.
but yeah I think we've lost that touch in people, like, uh, learn, like, listening to their own language or speaking to their own Punjabi ਮਾਂ ਬੋਲੀ.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਹੁਣ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਕਈ ਵਾਰੀ ਏਦਾਂ ਹੁੰਦਾ, like, when we listen to songs, like, we don't know the meanings of the words and stuff. They feel like, I think we've lost touch with the actual authentic Punjabi boli that we use,
Hmm.
like, that was used back in the day.
Yeah, it's interesting you say that because, like I I've heard it said, and my observation is that we've in the UK we've managed to
Mm,
keep the 1970s, 1980s Punjabi, and it's almost
that's
like
right.
a snapshot of it, and it stayed that those words are same. If you go India, it's changed.
It's changed, yeah, yeah.
The Punjabi is all swag, at, can't.
Yeah,
Those are
yeah.
the words now. Innit? Whereas,
Uh, yeah. And
I know,
it's I think it's a bit like, it's a bit like, sad really, like, ਉਹ ਮਤਲਬ ਕਿ ਉਹ ਠੇਠ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਜਿਹੜੇ word ਸੀ ਉਹ ਸੁਣਨ ਨੂੰ ਹੀ ਮਿਲਦੇ ਨਹੀਂਗੇ that
exactly,
much.
yeah.
And then once you hear people, once someone's actually, like, trying to bring in them back, like, and singing them, they're not appreciated as much, if
As
you
I
like.
said, it might be because, like, language is always evolving, but
ਹਾਂਜੀ.
it's we might be, you and I might be of the opinion that it's devolving. You know?
Yeah, yeah,
in
basically.
Punjab, but
ਹਾਂਜੀ.
the thing, interestingly, the singers that the lyricists that are in India and stuff now,
Hmm.
they've all got English words in them, whereas you and I be
That's right.
writing, we're hardly putting
Yeah.
English in them.
No, 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 exactly.
It's really
ਹੁਣ ਮੈਨੂੰ
interesting, isn't it?
that's right. ਮੈਨੂੰ ਯਾਰ ਕਈਆਂ ਨੇ ਕਿਹਾ ਹੈ, like, even my own family, they say, like, ਤੂੰ ਯਾਰ ਥੋੜਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਆਪਣਾ ਨਾ ਆਪਣੇ ਬੋਲ ਥੋੜੇ ਚੇਂਜ ਕਰ ਲੈ, put some English in there, like, stuff like that. And then
Yeah.
ਮੈਂ ਕਿਹਾ ਕਿਉਂ, like, ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਗਾਣਾ ਹੈ ਤਾਂ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਚ ਲਿਖਾਂਗਾ ਤਾਂ ਹੋਰ ਕੀ ਆ. like, yeah,
It's crazy, bro. Like, I don't
yeah,
mind English, if there's a thing, but I feel that it's very forced. Like, it's
it's
trying to,
forced.
yeah, it's trying to be, you put in English in the sake of being cool, trying to be cool, but it's not cool.
That's right. Yeah, yeah. One, like, I don't know. Many people might disagree with this, but ਮਤਲਬ ਕਿ ਹੁਣ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਇੰਡਸਟਰੀ ਚ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ, like, we're named Punjabi music industry. So that
Hmm.
means Punjabi music. Now that Punjabi music means sitar, tol, sangeet, tabla, and, like, bujku, and
Hmm.
each and every, like, Punjabi instrument you can think of. That's Punjabi music industry. But
Hmm.
then now what you hear is a lot of, like, techno, like, hip hop, R&B.
Yeah, it's
That's
fusion, but
obviously,
there's
yeah,
no Punjabi element in it at all, is there?
in it at all. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just about it. Like, nowadays, the only kind of Punjabi in a Punjabi song is obviously the words, like,
Yeah.
sang in Punjabi.
Even that's
But then
questionable.
that's right. Yeah, basically, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, but no, like, I always say, like, if you're in that genre, if you're in that industry, ਉਹ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਹੀ ਮਤਲਬ ਕਿ ਨਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਸੰਗੀਤ ਹੈ ਨਾ, it's like Indian music in itself, like, um it's got a lot of emotion into it, like, and if you play it in the right sort of rag, if you play it in the right sort of element, then that emotion can come out, like, in better ways, the like, if you want someone to, I don't know, feel mellow, then, like, nothing is more mellow than flute and tabla,
Hmm.
and the malikina, like, to have that sort of like, mellow feeling to your music and stuff, to your,
Hmm.
like, song. The malikina, there's a lot of, like, Indian instruments that you can use to bring out the, like, a good sort of sense of emotion into your song, whether it's commercial or whether it's not commercial.
Hmm. I mean, there's this whole trend right now. Exactly what you're saying is another slight different trend is people are sampling old
Yeah.
music, just the little, the little flute, what you're saying. But what they're doing, speeding it up
Yeah.
and then just rapping over it.
That's yeah. Yeah.
So and it's really, to be fair, like no, I'm never one to knock a person. Like, if it's working for them, fair enough. I might not like it personally, but I'm not going to
Yeah.
knock a person if it's working because Loki's on there, nah? They're listening to
Mhm.
it, so there was got to be something. But I don't know whether we agree with it or not. It's a
Yeah.
different
Yeah.
it's a
No,
different story. But they're doing it, and they were,
yeah.
yeah.
Like it. Yeah.
Yeah, but our conversation reminds me of Satinder Sartaaj song, "Pani Panja Daryawa Wala Nehri Ho Gaya,
Ah,
Munda Pind Dasi Shahar Jaake Shahar." It's that, isn't it? Really, isn't it? He sums
yeah.
it all up of what we're talking
Yeah.
about here. They've just
Yeah.
like everything's changed,
Yeah. Right. Yeah. 100%.
you know. So yeah, pretty much. So what can we expect from you in the future?
In the future, I've got as I said, like I've got a Kirtan album coming soon.
Hmm.
I'll be recording that very soon as well. And apart from that, I've got I'm working on a proper dharmic album. Obviously the lyrics have been written like for myself as well. So that I'm hoping to sort of complete for the next year, for Vasaki, hopefully, like Vasaki next year. And
Nice.
yeah, just got a few more commercial stuff coming out. I'm hoping by the end of this year they'll be released and yeah, people will enjoy them.
The one question I forgot to ask you
Mhm.
is you writing. Do you read and write Punjabi as well, or do you is it you just do it in English?
And it's
Huh?
all like I don't
Sorry?
read and write.
Acha, acha. So it's just what you hear. So you write
Yeah,
what I'm getting at is that you write in English
like
yeah,
Punjabi basically
text.
Romanized.
Yeah,
Hanji.
Romanized. That's the word I'm
Yeah,
looking for. Okay, cool, man. That's
yeah.
really cool, really interesting. So the whole purpose of this podcast is it's my journey, or my pursuit of musical excellence. So what would
Mhm.
you say musical excellence is, and how would you pursue musical excellence, and any advice to me or any advice to any listeners like who want to get into singing, want to get into dole, want to get into songwriting, what would be your best advice to them?
My advice would be is like obviously ਜਿਹੜੇ ਵੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੰਮ ਚ ਪੈਂਦੇ ਹੋ just make sure you kind of you like study the background of it, the background of the sort of field that you're getting into. Like obviously with music, like we discussed throughout the interview, like podcast. You know, the foundation of music itself is classical. They want order to build a good foundation for yourself, you need to learn that classical side of music. And obviously, if you want to pursue like a career as a music producer, then you need to obviously know your Sarge. Like you need to like that yeah.
You say that these days you got Splice, right? And you can go on Splice and you can just get everything down, and it does the keys and stuff for you, and you've just got all the sample, and you put the samples together and you produce a track.
Yeah, that's true.
You carry on. Sorry, I interrupted you. Yeah, if
I
you're a
know it's
producer, you gotta know your Sarge.
yeah, that's right. So like obviously you gotta know your Sarge and that the Bucky, like, yeah, just like, keep at it. Keep at the hours and stuff. Um, you know, we all know like, it's such a busy time. We're all busy in our lives, like, with work and stuff, like family, whatever. But then even my Sarge says like even about 20 minutes to half an hour like of riyaz is sufficient. Like, by
100%.
Jinnah, even if a little bit is sufficient. Like, obviously, if you miss out even like for 21 day, like 20 minutes or half an hour, that that basically one day you miss equals to 21 days of you missing riyaz,
Yeah.
basically. Yeah,
And
yeah.
and the other thing is that these days, like I'm a massive proponent of technology. So like,
Yeah.
inputting technology into my practice routine. So
Mm.
before you'd have to go, like, say you didn't have a Vajo or whatever, you'd have to go, how am I, is my key right, this right? And before you'd have to go and sit with the Ustad and they'd tell
Yeah.
you. But now you can just check your pitch on your phone. You can
Yeah. That's right.
see what key you're singing in.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things which you can bypass that time element,
That's
and
right.
you can bypass using technology. I got one of my I've got stuff on my PC as well. So there's a lot of little tricks like that you can get around it, Hannah. You can record your study's lesson,
Mm-hmm.
record their lesson
Yeah.
while he's
That's
doing
right.
it on your
Yeah.
phone. You can put your audio and record the lesson and go home and practice.
That's right.
That
Absolutely,
wasn't
man.
that wasn't a possibility before, was it?
That's right. It wasn't.
Right?
Uh,
So
uh,
yeah, it's great what you're saying about that 20 minutes. Like that 20 minutes now, that back in the day was probably hours.
yeah. That's right.
Right? Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
On the
yeah,
time, but that, like, as we go on, like you said, use your time like valuably. Like, value your time, value your sort of hours. Like, you know, I myself, like, I won't be ashamed of saying this. You know, when you like sit on a coach or whatever, or in a bus, and then you kind of lean your head on the like on the like edge or whatever, you know, on the window kind of thing. You
Anji.
kind of hear the sound like कई बारी वो ਹੁੰਦਾ, you hear the sound of like saw. Then वो आपे
Yeah,
ना
it's the
मतलब
vibration. Yeah, it's the
yeah,
vibration. Every vibration in the world's got is got frequency to it, isn't it?
that's
Right?
right, yeah. ਉਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਕਈ ਵਾਰੀ ਮੈਂ like you know like bus ਚ ਬਹਿ ਕੇ like ਸਾਰਾ ਰਿਆਜ਼ ਕਰ ਲੈਣਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ. That obviously apart from people like saying like well, where does weirdo come from, but
Who cares? Who
yeah, yeah.
cares?
But
Yeah,
then yeah, no, like ਹੁਣ ਸ਼ਰਮ ਕਰਦੀ ਹੈ ਹੁਣ like, ਰੱਬ ਨੇ like you know ਦਿੱਤੀ ਹੈ like that he's given us a gift, so we
yeah,
should definitely nurture it. Yeah, yeah,
absolutely.
yeah,
Been an
yeah.
absolute pleasure chatting to you. Where can people follow you?
So I'm on Facebook as Sanjeev Singh. A lot of people know me as Sanjeev Singh like on Facebook.
Hmm.
On Instagram, Sanj_D_official. So that's my Instagram page. And then obviously my TikTok page is Sanj D official as well.
Hmm.
So like you have to find me on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook.
That's
Yeah.
fantastic. Thank you so much. So I'm going to say goodbye to Sanj, and if you could do me a massive favor, leave us. Well, first favor is follow Sanj on all his socials, and if you can also just give me a follow on social media, and also leave a review for it on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, whatever platform you're listening. Leave a review, leave a comment, even if it's negative. Leave the positive for Sanj. Give me the negative. Yeah.
No, no.
That's what Tubbsy said to me last time. I was thinking so. Tubbsy he goes, leave the good comments for me and give Raj the bad comments. So that's what he said. So guys, God bless you all, and I hope you have a good 2 weeks, because I will release this every 2 weeks. So yeah. So until the next one, we'll speak to you later. God bless you.